Now, back to WFO Radio, NHRA Nitro.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Time for our Top Fuel winner interview. It's going to be Billy Torrence just seconds from now. All you fans at Capco, this is for you. And those of you who don't like Capco, well, I don't know what your deal is, but check out Billy, because he's got a great attitude, and I think you will really like it. We had Steve last week. That's still in the archive. And big thanks to all the sponsors, of course. We're talking about TotalSeal.com, the leader in ring seal technology, MagicDryUS.com, Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, Rodax Coffee and Grills.com, and Samtech.edu. Each one of these companies really stepping up, and depends on whether you need an education or you need a cup of coffee, which one you're going to call and when it's going to happen. Bottom line, Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School's got a great program with the Dragster Adventure. Magic Dry makes a great product. It's lighter, it's better, it's natural. And, of course, Total Seal Piston Rings, they are the industry standard when it comes to ring seal technology, plus they make great tools. And they have supported WFO Radio along the way. Drag Racing Edge Magazine, EV3 Drag Racing, also doing some good stuff for us, letting the world know about this podcast. And you can hear the stars of NHRA Drag Racing out there on a regular basis. Subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud. Download the free WFO Radio mobile application. All of these are great ways to listen. And you can go to plain old WFOradio.com. Plus, Nitro Fish is where you get your WFO Radio t-shirts, nitrofishracing.com. But big thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. And it's time to get into it. Joining us now, he was the top fuel winner out there at the AAA Texas FallNationals. Held it down for the Capco boys, so all those people in the suite left happy. And he joins us now. Billy Torrence, welcome back. What's up, Billy?
Hey, how are you, Joe? Great to hear from you.
Oh, great to hear from you as well. You are a winner once again. What a season it has been. When you started this year, we're going to run limited races. Did you ever think you're going to be in the countdown? You're going to win 2 races in the countdown. You're within 70 some odd points of the championship with 2 races to go. Did you think of all that?
No, Joe. It's been a dream season for a part-time racer and a full-time pipeliner. You know, we got out there and we certainly we had a good car from the start. You know, we ended up last year with a good car, and we rolled right out there and were able to have some success early. And you know, we had we only added a couple of races into what we thought we would do, and I'll be dadgum, we didn't win a couple, and here we are.
Yeah, just like that. And let's talk a little bit about the round by round and the way it all went down. But you said it over the course. We got to speak several times over the course of the weekend. You said, I have a clone of the best car in the world, and so it's expected that you can win some races. Qualified 5th overall. Steve was 4th. You were 5th. I would imagine you guys were, not excited to have to run each other second round, but then all of a sudden, Sean Reed fires a shot and takes Steve out of the saddle, which made your job even more important.
It really did, Joe. We were that was a stunner for sure. I mean, but that Vandegrift team, they fielded a great car. I mean, both of those cars were right there and ran well. Were qualified well. So, we went up there. Steve actually burned a piston down there and slowed down. But, it was I was stunned that he went out and because I anticipated we'd meet up second round and have a good race. But he's had the better of me this year anyway. But, it all ended well and he didn't lose any ground. Actually gained 2 or 3 points. And so, we're pleased with that and, minimize damage.
Yes, Doug Kalitta also lost. Brittany was able to gain ground, and that's where I want to pick it up in that you got by Sean Reed. You have to run Brittany, though, and so it's been stated, right, the strategy of the Capco team is that Steve is out there to win the championship. Billy is out there to do as well as he can and make it really hard on Steve's competition. That's the way I interpret what your strategy is. So this moment against Brittany Force is a big moment. You got to take her down, so here we are in the countdown providing a must-win moment for Billy Torrence. Otherwise, who knows? Brittany goes on to the final, wins the final, gets close to Steve. That car's very quick and fast, becomes a real threat. And you had to beat her, and you did.
Yeah, that was a good race with Brittany, and that was, that's, you said it in a nutshell. That was a round we really needed to step up to the plate, and we did. We'd had a good car. We had lane choice there. They'd slowed down. You know, the track was getting hot, and there were no more hero shots out there. You just had to be, you know, the experts that tuned the car were, you know, they were in full steam right there. So, you know, they gave me a good car. I was able to get get off the line good and outrun her. I think that they started spinning the tires and dropped a hole, and you know, it certainly went our way. But we lost a close one to her at Charlotte, and that was fresh on my mind.
You beat Doug Kalitta earlier this year in a big race. You've beaten Brittany now in a big race. And when push comes to shove, if either of those two racers don't win the championship, the runs against Billy Torrence are going to be runs that they remember. Regardless of what happens from here on out, it's got to be very satisfying to factor into this championship the way you wanted to.
Well, it has been. You know, we've been. It's humbling to be a part of what Kay's race team and she's put together over there, and I've really enjoyed being out there, and I've always wanted to help. And you know, in the last few races, I've been able to take a couple of people down here and there, and have a good time, even win a few rounds, and it's been something. But you know, I hope that we can continue with the steam that we've got built up, and you know, carry the momentum right out the end. And Steve and I are racing final round in Pomona for the whole deal.
Wow, that would be great. So this final round, let's take to the final round here, because this one was kind of a weird one. You got, right? That's the way I say it. You got Jordan Vandergrift beats Austin Prock, and those are two young, exciting racers that we need to have a great rivalry over the next few years. Jordan actually helps out by taking out Austin, and now you got to run Jordan. And take me through what went down. In the end, like, there are no ugly win lights, right? There's all kinds of different ways to win and lose a race. And you've experienced many in your Super Comp days. I'm sure you lost races that were heartbreaking and terrible like this. You go down the track enough. This was a weird one. Talk us through it.
You know, I went up there. So in the semis, my chutes didn't deploy. I think I had some kind of little issue, and I didn't think much about it, but I stopped the car with the brakes, glazed the brakes over, so the feel of the brake was a lot different. I go in there and I pre-stage. He pre-stages. He stages. I started to bump the car in, and only bumped it one time, and the deadgum car rolled forward and lit the. You know, I was anticipating bumping the car 4 or 5 times like I usually do, and it lit the light, and I'm like, what the heck? And jammed the brake on, and at the same instant the light comes on, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So, you know, it was history from there, but I finally did get my foot on the gas,
and he's out there and you're watching it, and he's driving away, and then all of a sudden he's smoking the tires, and you're catching him and you're flying by. That feeling, that's when you have to feel the speed of the car, right? Like when you got somebody out there and all of a sudden now you're flying by them at 60 more miles an hour or so, 70 more miles an hour. When you're traveling 319, he's going 246. What did that feel like? It also had to be a pretty happy feeling.
Oh, it was a happy feeling. I saw him strike the tires just as he had struck the tires, and just as I got to him, you know, I went around him, and actually my car put a couple holes out, but it still had enough steam to get there. And you know, seen us run low that in the semis, and I think we had lane choice by 600 or 700, so they had to push, and that was so you might say the Capco boys are responsible for that win flat out.
Yeah, and so you win now, second win in the countdown, and it has been a very strong countdown for you. Looking at the points standings, it has been kind of interesting to see you elevate to just now 71 points out of the lead. And the way I've got it figured, and it's no disrespect to anybody, but I think it's a 4-person race. I think it's you, Brittany, Doug, Steve. And, you're the furthest out, but with 1.5 points at Pomona, if the brakes keep going your way, tough races, close races, some head-to-head, some side-by-side, anything is possible. That's got to be exciting. How are you handling it?
Oh, Joe, I'm just still pinching myself. I'm taking a lot of ridicule from all the guys at Capco. all my friends are wearing me out about being late on the train, and I just said, "Hey guys, we got to win light," and that's what we'll remember. But we're excited to get to race, there at the end, and hopefully it'll go our way. I mean, win, lose or draw, the Capco cars have had a tremendous season. Steve's won 9, I've won 4. We've been in three or four runner-ups. I mean, 14, 15, 16 finals. I'm just very blessed and fortunate to have been in that position, and there's nothing can take the shine off of it.
Yeah, you told us last time about your buddy, your friend who worked at Capco for a long time, who said, "Don't embarrass Capco." Did he get after you?
Absolutely. Oh yeah. It's it's pretty tough. That pipeliner group is pretty tough. They're pretty tough on it when it comes to that. Richard Hogan came up and he had the clock. He took the clock off the wall and set it to 3:19 and hung it on me like one of those jail number deals, and had my photo taken with that. I mean, I'm telling you, Joe, it's tough being on the bottom.
Yeah, well, I think you'll handle it just fine. You're doing a great job. Let me ask you another question, Billy, a different direction here, in that the stat that mattered to me, that blew my mind, was that you and Steve together, and you're not running a full season, but of the last 46 races, you have won 25. That was a Louis Bloom special. So over 50% of the races of the last couple of years, right? That is insanity. Total domination of Top Fuel. And you're going up against, an Alan Johnson car. You're going up against Force cars. You're going up against Don Schumacher Racing. Super teams. And yet, what you have been able to do, create, build, fund, however you want to say it, it is something unique and special. So much so that I know Alexis DeJoria is announced that she's coming back to the sport. She's coming back with Del Worsham and Nikki Bonafonte. They're going to do their own thing instead of aligning with one of the super teams. And I have heard this term, which you may have heard this or not, Capco a funny car. You know what I mean? Like privateer team that buys their own stuff, that gets the best stuff, and so Capco a funny car, has fun while they're doing it, answers to no one. That kind of deal. How does that make you feel to know that you've kind of created something that others are seeing and choosing to try to emulate?
Joe, we've raced as a family for years and years, since Steve was 10 or 11 years old, and we've been out here and we've raced from all the way at the back to all the way at the front. And Dale Worsham called me, I guess, the week that they were putting that stuff together, and just thanked me for doing what we do and showing other people that this could be done. And it was just so humbling because, I mean, we're just old racers, man. It's, we're not those super teams with, 1,900 sponsors and all that stuff. We go out and race as a family. And it's just a testimony to Richard Hogan, Bobby Lagana, Jake, Walt, Stewie. I mean, all those guys, it's the same thing here at Capco. You surround yourself with the very best people. You get them the best equipment you can. You support them the very best. You wind them up and watch them go. And we've just we benefited from that. I mean, I'm a very mediocre driver, but I have a tremendous network of support around me. And I've had very much success, and Steve, that's just a whole nother deal. I mean, those guys, it's just been nuts what they've been able to accomplish. It's just, I just can't say enough. We've just been very blessed and fortunate, and I tell you what, that's for us to be instrumental in someone seeing that, and that's over the top. I think that a lot of people that see that they can come out and race a part-time schedule and have success and maybe even get in that crazy countdown deal. I mean, I hope it benefits NHRA and people come out and have a really good time.
So what about all those people in the suite that every time we said the word Capco, they all cheered and went crazy, and they were disappointed about Steve losing first round, but you gave him a win. Did you get up there? What was it like? You know, that's winning anywhere is a big deal, but winning in front of the hometown crowd, Steve got to experience it last year. You got to actually celebrate with the people you tell us about on a regular basis.
Oh, I tell you what, there were a lot of Capco employees there at the race, not only at the suite, but we had, I think, 50 seats in the top eliminator club. There were a lot of people that, you know, the different gas company, pipeline people that we work for were there to enjoy it. And then many people from Kilgore, Texas and the surrounding communities came by. I ran completely out of hero cards, completely out by Saturday evening. And it was just great to be able to, you know, have that success there at your home track.
So cool. Yeah, Billy Meyer doing a great job building the Texas Motorplex. Did you get to see the African Watusi? You know, that giant steer that was out there?
So, Joe, I actually got to take my picture with the African Watusi. I was a little bit apprehensive about getting up there close to that big old.
Me too.
You know. But I did put my arm around his old horns there and held that Wally up there, and so that ought to show up somewhere.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I agree with your sentiment. A little apprehensive, but he turned out to be very docile and kind of a nice guy, so that was cool. Billy, great job. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your success. Fun race, interesting race. 2 to go. Vegas is next, and then Pomona. So, you know, anything could happen at this point. We wish you luck. I know it's going to be very entertaining for us and a lot of fun for you.
Well, thank you, and keep rooting for those Capco boys.
Hey, there you go. Capco, Billy Torrence, and Mama Kay, and Steve-O, and Bobby and Dom Lagana, and that team is really cool in that. You know, the family team situation, I think it is very interesting. When Don Schumacher came on the scene and started rolling out 4 teams per category, and NHRA had to make a rule, max 4 teams per category, and that kind of deal. I remember how everybody felt. And a lot of people were like, oh, it was better back in the day when it was family racing teams and all that stuff. And guess what? Now you're back. Now you're back. And that story about Alexis, eventually we'll try to catch up with Alexis and have her on the show to talk about the program. But I have done some discussing and searching, and what I said was, has been bantered about several times, the Capco of Funny Car, that Alexis has been out there like monitoring, like, wait a second, we can do this. These guys, Capco, are buying all their parts. They hired a bunch of good people. They handle their own business, and they're having fun the whole way. And they're dominating. So it is a mold. It is a model. Drag racing is changing again, as it has in the past. Yes, it's very expensive. But what motorsport isn't? Go run SCCA for nothing and see how much it costs. It costs a lot of money. Drag racing, at least you're on Fox Sports, you're a celebrity, everybody, you know, you got a fan base out there. And I think the Capco team, they're right in the mix. Billy and Steve, they're going to have to race again before the season's over, I know it. Thanks to Billy Torrence and Mama Kay for the hospitality. Dominic and I watched the Yankees ultimately lose from their pit, and it was great fun, but also heartbreaking at the end. I was happy that we got that one shot in, though. Final shot, like to the last I grapple with thee. Tied the game, and then we lost. Walk-off, 2-run shot off Chapman. Ouch. But hey, World Series coming up. Good luck to the Nationals. Sorry, Astros. And listen, good luck to the Astros, too. I just want to see some great baseball. But they beat us, so I can't be a love fest, right? I was surrounded by Astros fans. I was taking a whole lot of heat. Hopefully I handled it real well. It was a lot of fun. All right, Greg Anderson. Jerry Savoy coming up. We'll invite Matt Hagan on next week. And big thanks to our sponsor, samtech.edu. Did you listen to Mike Roth from MR2 Performance talk chassis tech on the last Factory Stock podcast? You should go listen to it. It was great. Also, start your education at full speed. All you kids out there, if you want to be involved in racing, engine building, or have a great career, Samtech can get you started. Rodax, coffeeandgrills.com, Marvin Rodax, hot sauces and spice rubs, everything good, but it's the coffee that keeps you going back over and over again. Rodax coffee, it is gourmet. Every one of the WFO radio listeners should try it at least once. Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, the Dragster Adventure. Courses start at $399. You're in a dragster. You're going 130 miles an hour. You're staging the car. You're doing a burnout. Lots of fun. 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. They can even set up a race. They travel around the country. FrankHawley.com. MagicDryUS.com, the official organic absorbent of the NHRA. 560% of its weight. It's all natural. Better than clay. Lighter and easier to carry around than clay. And they support drag racing. What is better than that? Get on the Magic Dry. Even like if you have a little automotive shop, you should be ordering up the Magic Dry because it is just better. And Total Seal Piston Rings, the leader in ring seal technology. Thanks to Total Seal, we've been doing these great videos for Total Seal at the track, Pro Stock Tech, where they take an ignorant person who does not know anything, and they let them do hands-on stuff in the clutch, packing parachutes, hands-on pro stock car thing. If you have not seen any of these, go to NHRA's Facebook page and Total Seal's Facebook page. They're all there. We shot one this weekend. I'm the ignorant person, just so in case you didn't know. That's me. And they've been a lot of fun. Getting a lot of positive feedback. Why? Well, Total Seal. Industry standard when it comes to piston rings. NASCAR, IndyCar, drag racing, of course, and over the road. Check them out, TotalSeal.com, and they've got great tools and machines as well. Check them out, TotalSeal.com. And that's going to do it. Now, this would be 2 of 4. If, Alan Reinhardt's 1 of 4, this is 2 of 4. Talking to Derek Green out there. Derek, who is one of our WFO radio listeners, came out to the Fan Fest and the big meetup. We had fun. John was out there, Bobby Graham, Marvin Rodak. We had a great time. But it was recommended to me that if there's going to be 4 files that drop in a week, that we label them 1 of 1, 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5, 5 of 5, etc. Billy comes after Alan, but before Greg. Yeah, maybe a little confusing. Just listen to him however you want. There's not really a big order problem, not an order of operations. But it was mission accomplished, more convenient to listen to who you want in the order you want, when you want, and more importantly, the drivers can share them on their Facebook pages and all around because they are not connected to another driver. Where in the past there was a little apprehension about that. Like, I want to promote myself, but I don't want to promote that other guy. So you see how it works a little bit. Thanks to Billy Torrence for coming on the show. Thanks to everybody who helped make it happen. Greg Anderson is next. WFO.
WFO! The views and opinions of the hosts, guests, or callers do not necessarily reflect that of the station ownership, advertisers, or agencies.
I love WFO radio.
Oh, yeah.
You're working in the shop, you've got spills, you've spilled oil, it's everywhere. What are you going to do? I know what you're going to do, but that's not the best way to do it. The best way to do it is to go to MagicDryUS.com and order the official organic absorbent of the National Hot Rod Association, Magic Dry. It's lighter, it absorbs more, it's better for the environment. It's made out of coconut. It's made in America. MagicDryUS.com. They've got spill kits that include everything you need for a regular, normal household spill, all the way up to a large industrial spill. We always say, if you've got a cat, get Cat Spot. If you've got a shop, if you've got a factory, if you've got a spill, call Magic Dry. That's MagicDryUS.com. Attention adrenaline junkies, Frank Hawley's Dragster Adventure is calling you. Rides available for the 2020 season. Go to FrankHawley.com. They're coming to a track near you. It makes a great gift, and you know the holidays are coming, whether it be licensing for super comp, super gas, all the way up to top alcohol, they can do it. But if you're a drag racing fan and you've always imagined what it might be like to drive a dragster, to accelerate 0 to 60 in 3 seconds and run 10s in the quarter mile, give them a call. 866-480-7223, FrankHawley.com, The Dragster Adventure, and tell them you heard it on WFO. Hey, engine builders, Total Seal piston rings are the leader in ring seal technology, and they go out of their way to help their customers and will make custom sets for any specific piston you might have. Customer service, top notch. Made in America? Absolutely. They're located in Phoenix, Arizona, and they've got everything it takes to develop the world's best piston rings. Give them a call at 800-874-2753 or go to TotalSeal.com.
WFO Radio is brought to you in part by Extreme Velocity 3 Drag Racing. Download for your mobile device. Win your way on the show. WFO.
This is WFO Radio.